The massive alien ship hung in Earth's sky like a dark cloud. It was 3 times bigger than any human battleship. Commander Beak Taman stood at the window of the meeting room, looking up at the enemy vessel. His hands were steady. They had been steady for 20 years of military service. "They want to talk," said General Kim Sora, walking into the room. She carried a thick folder of papers. The aliens sent a message. They want to meet on their ship. Beak turned around. "What do they want to talk about?" "Surrender," Kim said. Her voice was calm, but her eyes showed worry. "They want us to give up without a fight." The transport ship that took them to the alien vessel was small and cramped. Beak sat next to Kim and 3 other officers. Through the small window, he could see the alien ship getting bigger and bigger. Its surface was covered in strange metal that seemed to move like liquid. "Remember," Kim whispered, "we are here to listen. We need to learn about them." Beak nodded. He had been a sniper in the Marines for 15 years. He knew how to watch and wait. He knew how to find weaknesses. The inside of the alien ship was huge. The walls were made of the same strange metal. Lights moved through the metal like water. The air smelled different, like electricity, and something else Beak could not name. 2 alien guards met them at the door. They were tall, maybe 8 feet high. Their skin looked like green leather. They had long arms and sharp teeth. Each guard carried a weapon that glowed with blue light. "Follow," one guard said in broken English. His voice sounded like rocks. Grinding together, they walked through long hallways. Beak counted their steps and memorized the turns. He noticed that some doors had symbols on them. He saw other aliens working at strange machines. All of them looked strong and dangerous. Meeting room was enormous. In the center sat a huge alien behind a metal desk. This one was bigger than the guards. Its skin was darker, green, almost black. Gold metal covered parts of its arms and head. "I am Warlord Vexstar," the alien said. Its English was much better than the guards. "I command this battle group." "Are the humans who think they can fight us?" Kim stepped forward. "I am General Kim Sora of the Earth Defense Force. We come here to discuss peace." Vexstar made a sound that might have been laughter. "Peace. There is no peace. There is only surrender. Or death." Another alien came into the room. This one was smaller and had more gold metal on its body. "I am Sub-Commander Kraloth," it said. "We have studied your world. Your weapons are very weak." "We have nuclear weapons," said Colonel Park, one of the officers with them. Both aliens laughed. The sound made Beak's teeth hurt. "Nuclear weapons," Vexter said, shaking its big head. "We stopped using such primitive tools 1,000 years ago. Show me your best weapons, humans. Show me what you think can hurt us." Kim opened her folder and took out pictures. The pictures showed tanks, fighter jets, and soldiers with rifles. Kraloth picked up a picture of a soldier holding an assault rifle. "This is your best weapon?" it asked. "These little metal balls you shoot. Bullets can be very deadly," Kim said. "2 other humans, perhaps?" Vexstar said. It stood up and walked around the desk. "But not to us." The warlord pressed something on its arm. Suddenly, a blue light surrounded its body like a bubble. "This is a personal shield," it said. "Your bullets cannot touch me." To show this was true, Vexstar picked up a metal rod from the desk, threw the rod at the wall very hard. The rod bounced off and came flying back toward the aliens. When it hit Vexstar's shield, it stopped in the air and fell to the floor. "Impressive, Kim," said, but Beak could hear the worry in her voice. "Watch this," Kraloth said. It raised its weapon and pointed it at the wall. A bright red beam shot out. The beam cut through the metal wall like it was paper. The edges of the cut glowed red hot. "Plasma weapons," Vexstar explained. "Much better than your primitive guns." Beak watched everything carefully. He noticed that when Kraloth fired its weapon, the alien's shield flickered for just a moment. Also saw that the shields made a very soft humming sound. "Your armies are large," Vexstar continued, "but size means nothing against superior technology. One of my soldiers can defeat 100 of yours." The warlord walked over to Kim. Even with the shield around it, Beak could smell something like burning metal. "We have conquered 47 worlds," Vexstar said. All of them had weapons. Some had weapons better than yours. All of them fell to our power. What do you want from Earth? Kim asked. Everything, Kraloth answered. Your minerals, your water, your people, to work for us. Earth will become another colony in our empire. And if we refuse? Colonel Park asked. Vexstar pointed up toward the ceiling. We have 50 ships like this one. Each ship carries enough firepower to destroy one of your cities. Can turn your entire world into burning rock. The room became very quiet. Beak could hear the humming of the alien shields and the strange sounds the ship made as it floated in space. However, Vexstar said, sitting back down, we prefer not to waste useful resources. If you surrender now, we will only destroy your military. Your people can live as workers in our empire. We need time to discuss this with our leaders, Kim said. Of course, Vexstar said. You have 72 hours. After that, we begin bombing your cities. As they prepared to leave, Kraloth picked up one of the pictures from the desk. It showed a human sniper lying on a hill, looking through the scope of his rifle. This one particularly amuses me, Kraloth said, showing the picture to Vexstar. They think hiding far away and shooting little metal balls makes them dangerous. Vexstar looked at the picture and laughed again. Snipers, it said. We learned about them from other worlds. They always think they are so clever, so precise. But precision means nothing when your target cannot be hurt. Beak said nothing, but his eyes never left the aliens. He memorized every detail, how they moved, how their shields worked, how confident they seemed. On the trip back to Earth, Kim was quiet for a long time. Finally, she turned to Beak. What do you think? She asked. Beak looked out the window at the alien ship growing smaller behind them. I think they are very sure they cannot lose, he said. Can we fight them? Beak was quiet for a moment. He thought about the flickering shield and the humming sound. He thought about how the aliens laughed at human weapons. Maybe, he said, but not the way they expect us to. Kim nodded. She understood that Beak was already making plans. After 20 years of working together, she knew that when Beak got that look in his eyes, the enemy was in trouble. The transport ship flew toward Earth, carrying the news that would change everything. Behind them, the alien fleet waited in orbit. Confident that the primitive humans would surrender without a real fight, they were about to learn how wrong they could be. Dr. Park Ji-woo stared at the broken piece of alien metal on his lab table. It was no bigger than his hand, but it had taken 6 hours to cut it from the alien shield generator they had found. The metal still hummed softly, even though it was not connected to anything. This is incredible, he said to his assistant. The metal creates its own energy field. But look at this. Park pointed to his computer screen. The numbers filled the display. The energy moves in patterns. Repeats every 3 seconds. Captain Lee Minho walked into the lab, was covered in dirt and looked very tired. Doctor, we need answers fast. The aliens just hit another base. How bad? Park asked. 23 soldiers dead. The aliens walked through our defenses like they were not there. Lee sat down heavily in a chair. Their shield stopped everything. Bullets, grenades, even a rocket launcher. Park nodded and turned back to his screen. I think I know why. Their shields work on frequency patterns. They can stop different types of attacks, but they have to switch between modes. What does that mean? Lee asked. Watch this, Park said. He picked up a small device and aimed it at the mantelpiece. He pressed a button. The metal stopped humming. Exactly 1 second, Park explained. The shield shuts down completely when it changes from one defense mode to another. Lee leaned forward. 1 second? Maybe less. But yes, there is a gap. Across the city, Sergeant Yoon Dae-yoon sat in a communications bunker deep underground. Her job was to listen to alien radio signals and try to understand them. Most of the alien language sounded like growls and hisses, but she was starting to learn patterns. They are getting lazy, she said to her commander over the radio. The aliens are not using coded messages anymore. They think we cannot understand them. What are they saying? Came the reply. Yoon looked at her notes. They're planning demonstration attacks on 12 more military bases. They want to show us how helpless we are. When? Tomorrow morning? They want to finish this quickly so they can start taking our resources. The alien attacks began at sunrise. Commander Beak Taman watched from a hill as alien soldiers walked toward the Pine Valley military base. There were only 6 aliens, but they moved without fear. Their shields glowed blue in the morning light. The base opened fire. Hundreds of bullets hit the alien shields and bounced away harmlessly. The aliens did not even hurry. They walked slowly toward the main building like they were taking a pleasant walk. When they reached the base walls, one alien raised its plasma weapon. The red beam cut through concrete and steel like butter. Another alien threw something that exploded with green fire. In 10 minutes, the entire base was destroyed. But Beak was not watching the destruction. He was watching the shields through his rifle scope. Every time an alien fired its weapon, the shield flickered. Every time they threw a grenade, there was a tiny pause in the blue glow. Just like the doctor said, Beak whispered to himself. The same thing happened at 11 other bases that day. The aliens destroyed each one easily. Human soldiers ran away or died. The news reports showed the aliens laughing as they walked through the smoke and fire. That evening, General Kim Sora called. An emergency meeting? Military leaders from around the world appeared on video screens. Everyone looked scared and angry. We have 48 hours left, Kim said. The aliens expect our surrender tomorrow night. We should give up, said a general from Europe. Cannot fight them. You saw what happened today. Maybe we can negotiate, suggested another leader. Give them some of what they want. Beak stood up. They do not want to negotiate. They want everything. Our world, our people, our freedom. Then what do you suggest? Kim asked. Beak walked to the front of the room. On the big screen, he showed pictures from the morning attacks. I suggest we stop fighting the way they expect us to fight. He clicked to the next picture. It showed an alien soldier with its shield glowing. Their shields are not perfect. Dr. Park found a weakness. Park stepped forward and explained his discovery. Shields reset every time they switch defensive. Modes, for 1 second, maybe less. The alien is completely unprotected. 1 second is not much time, said the European general. It is enough, Beak replied. Over the next 24 hours, the aliens became even more confident. They sent messages to Earth's leaders, bragging about their power. They shared videos of the destroyed bases with news stations. They wanted everyone to see how hopeless resistance would be. Humans are the weakest race we have ever conquered, Warlord Vextar told a human news reporter. Your weapons are toys. Your soldiers are children playing war games. The reporter asked, what about human snipers? Some people say they are very skilled. Vextar laughed so hard that the camera shook. Snipers? We have heard this joke from other worlds. They hide far away and shoot little bullets. But bullets cannot penetrate our shields. Snipers are cowards who will die like all the rest. While the aliens celebrated, Beak worked with a small team of specialists. They met in an old warehouse outside the city. Master Sergeant Oh Hyun Woo brought modified rifles. Lieutenant Choi Yoon-ji had maps of alien positions. Corporal Nam Jia-tae carried cameras and listening devices. The aliens have stopped patrolling. At night, Nam reported, they think we are too scared to attack. Good, Beak said. That makes our job easier. Choi spread maps on a table. We have identified 57 alien commanders on the ground. They are spread across 12 locations. Can we hit them all at the same time? Oh asked. We have 2, Beak replied. If we only attack some of them, the others will learn from our tactics. Park arrived with a box of strange-looking bullets. These are electromagnetic pulse rounds, he explained. They will force the alien shields to reset twice in rapid succession. Beak picked up one of the bullets. It was longer than a normal bullet and had copper wires wrapped around it. How do they work? The first pulse forces the shield to switch to electromagnetic defense mode. The second pulse, which comes half a second later, forces it to switch again. During that second switch, you have your window. How long a window? Beak asked. 0.7 seconds, Park said. Maybe 0.8, if we are lucky. Oh whistled softly. That is a very small target window. Beak smiled for the first time in days. I have made harder shots. That night, human teams moved into position around the world. They carried modified rifles and electromagnetic pulse rounds. They found hiding spots 2 kilometers or more from their targets. The aliens never saw them coming. Yoon monitored alien communications from her bunker. "They are planning a big celebration tomorrow," she reported. "All the commanders will gather in one place to accept Earth's surrender." "Where?" Beak asked. "Central Park in New York. They want to do it where everyone can see." Beak looked at his team. 57 alien commanders in one location? It was perfect. "Get some sleep," he told them. "Tomorrow we show the galaxy what human precision really means." The aliens spent their last free night laughing at human weapons and planning their victory celebration. They had no idea that human snipers were already in position, waiting for the perfect shot. The underestimation was about to become fatal. The old shooting range was hidden deep in the mountains, far from any city. Master Sergeant Oh Hyun-woo had built it 20 years ago to train the best snipers in the world. Now it would serve a different purpose. Commander Beak Taemin lay flat on the ground, looking through his rifle scope. The target was a small metal disc, 800 meters away. It was the same size as an alien head, Member O said, kneeling beside him. "You will have less than 1 second. The electromagnetic pulse will hit first. Count to exactly half. A second, then fire." Beak controlled his breathing. In, out, in, out. His heartbeat slowed. The world became very quiet. O pressed a button on a small device. Far away, the metal disc flashed blue as the electromagnetic pulse hit it. Beak counted in his head. 1/2 second. Squeezed the trigger. The bullet flew across the distance in a straight line. It hit the center of the disc perfectly. "Good," Shadow said. "But the aliens will be moving. They will not stand still like a target." "I know," Beak replied. He had been thinking about this problem all night. Lieutenant Choi Yoon-ji ran up to them. She was breathing hard from running up the mountain. "We have a problem," she said. "The aliens changed their plans." Beak sat up. "What do you mean? They're not just meeting in Central Park anymore? They are spreading the celebration across the entire city." 57 commanders in 12 different locations. Oh cursed under his breath. That makes things much harder. Choi spread a map on the ground. "We need 57 snipers, all firing at exactly the same time. If even one alien survives and sends a warning, the others will raise their shields to maximum power." "Do we have 57 good enough snipers?" Beak asked. Berlioz said. "I've been training shooters from every military unit. Some are very good, others ... He shook his head. Corporal Namjieta came over the hill carrying heavy equipment. Cameras, listening devices, and distance measuring tools filled his backpack. "I have been watching the aliens for 3 days," he said. "I know exactly where each commander will be standing." He set up a small computer and showed them pictures. Each photo showed an alien commander in a different part of New York City. Some were on rooftops. Others stood in open squares. Them looked confident and relaxed. "They are not even wearing full armor," Nam said. "They think the celebration is completely safe." "What about their guards?" Choi asked. "Each commander has 2 guards, but the guards will be watching the crowds, not looking for snipers." Beak studied the pictures carefully. He had hunted many dangerous targets in his military career, but never anything like this. These aliens were stronger, faster, and more advanced than any human enemy. "The timing has to be perfect," he said. "If we are even 1 second off, this will not work." Dr. Park Ji-woo arrived in a jeep, carrying more of his special bullets. His clothes were dirty, and he looked like he had not slept in days. "I have been testing the electromagnetic pulse rounds," he said. "The good news is they work perfectly every time. The bad news is we only have 63 bullets. 63 bullets for 57 targets." Oh calculated. "It leaves 6 extra bullets in case someone misses." "No one can miss," Beak said. Firmly, "there will be no second chances." They spent the rest of the day planning every detail. Choi marked sniper positions on the map. Each shooter would be hidden on a rooftop or in a building at least 1 kilometer from their target. Nam calculated wind speed and direction for each location. Park tested his bullets one more time to make sure they worked as the sun went down. O gathered all the snipers for a final meeting. 57 men and women sat in the old warehouse. Some were young soldiers who had never shot at a living target. Others were veterans like Beak, who had fought in many wars. Tomorrow, you will take the most important shots of your lives, O told them. These aliens think we are weak. They think our weapons are toys. Tomorrow, we prove them wrong. A young corporal raised his hand. What if I miss? O looked at him. Seriously, you will not miss. I have trained you for weeks. Your rifle is perfectly adjusted. The distance is measured exactly. You know your target's position. You will not miss because Earth depends on you. Beak stood up. I want everyone to understand something. These aliens have conquered 47 worlds. They've killed billions of people. They think humans are just another weak race to be enslaved. He walked to the front of the room. But they made one big mistake. They laughed at us. They underestimated human skill and determination. Tomorrow, that mistake will cost them everything. The snipers nodded. Fear and excitement mixed on their faces. Remember your training, Beak continued. Control your breathing. Let your heartbeat slow down. When you look through your scope, the world should become quiet and still. That night, the alien commanders had a big party on their main ship. They drank strange alien drinks and told stories about their victories on other worlds. They laughed about how easy it had been to defeat human armies. Surrender ceremony tomorrow will be recorded for the entire galaxy to see, Warlord Vexstar announced. Every race will know that resistance to our empire is useless. Sub-Commander Kraloth raised his drink. To another easy victory, he said. The other aliens cheered and laughed. On Earth, 57 human snipers prepared for battle. They cleaned their rifles for the 10th time. They studied pictures of their targets, practiced breathing exercises. To stay calm, Beak sat alone on the warehouse roof, looking at the stars. In a few hours, those stars would either shine on a free Earth or on another alien colony. Choi came up to join him. You nervous? She asked. Always, Beak replied. Any soldier who says he is not nervous before battle is lying. You think we can win? Beak was quiet for a long moment. Aliens are stronger than us. They have better weapons and better armor. But they have one weakness. What? They think they have already won. When someone believes they cannot lose, they stop. Being careful, they make mistakes. Beak looked at Choi. Tomorrow, their mistakes will kill them. At midnight, the snipers began moving to their positions. They traveled in small groups using different routes to avoid being seen. Each sniper carried one rifle, one electromagnetic pulse device, and 2 of Park's special bullets. Nam had spent weeks finding the perfect hiding spots. Some snipers climbed to the tops of tall buildings. Others hid in abandoned warehouses. A few found positions in construction sites where they could see their targets clearly. By dawn, all 57 snipers were in position. They tested their communication radios and confirmed their targets were where Nam had predicted. The aliens were setting up stages and decorations for their victory celebration. Beak lay on the roof of a 40-story building. Looking through his scope at Central Park, his target was Admiral Zethrak, the supreme commander of the entire alien fleet. Zethrak was the most important alien leader. Beak could kill him. The other aliens would panic. All units report in. Choi's voice came through his earpiece, one by one. 57 snipers confirmed they were ready. Each sniper could see their target clearly. The aliens were gathering for their celebration, completely unaware that death was watching them through telescopic sights. Wind speed is perfect, Nam reported. Visibility is excellent. All targets are in position. Beak watched Admiral Zethrak through his scope. The alien was huge, even bigger than Vexstar. Its shield glowed brighter than the others, which meant it was probably stronger too. Electromagnetic pulse devices are ready, Park announced over the radio. Remember, you have 0.7 seconds after the second pulse. The aliens began their victory speeches. They talked about their great empire and how honored Earth should be to join it. They promised that humans would make good workers in their mines and factories. All units stand by, Beak said into his radio. On my command, activate electromagnetic pulse. Count to half a second, then fire. 57 fingers rested on 57. Triggers. The fate of humanity balanced on the edge of less than 1 second. The aliens had no idea that their celebration was about to become their funeral. The morning sun shone brightly over New York City. In Central Park, alien workers set up a huge stage with golden decorations. Cameras from around the world pointed at the platform where Earth's leaders would surrender to the galactic hegemony. Admiral Zethrak stood in the center of the stage, looking out at the gathering crowd. He was the biggest alien Beak had ever seen. His dark green skin had silver metal plates welded into it. His shield glowed brighter than any other alien's shield. Today, the galaxy watches as another world joins our empire, Zethrak announced. His voice was so loud it hurt human ears. Earth will serve us well. 40 stories above, Commander Beak Taman lay perfectly still on a rooftop, his rifle pointed down at the stage. Through his scope, he could see every detail of the alien. Admiral's face. The distance was exactly 1,847 meters. Beak had made longer shots before, but never one this important. All units. Final check. Lieutenant Choi Yoonji's voice whispered in his earpiece. Across the city, 56 other snipers responded. Each one had a clear view of their target. Each one waited for Beak's command. Unit 7, ready. Target in. Sight, Unit 12, ready. No wind at my position. Unit 23, ready. Target is not moving. One by one, all 57 snipers confirmed they were ready. The moment that would decide Earth's future was about to begin. Dr. Park Ji-woo's voice came over the radio from his command post. All electromagnetic pulse devices are working perfectly. Remember, you have less than 1 second after the second pulse. Beak controlled his breathing, in and out, slow and steady. His heart rate dropped to 50 beats per minute. The world around him became silent and still. On the stage below, Zethrak raised his arms. Bring the human leaders forward, he commanded. General Kim Sora and 3 other military commanders walked onto the stage. They had volunteered to be there knowing they might die. Their job was to keep the aliens distracted until the very last moment. You have chosen wisely, Zethrak told Kim. Your surrender will save millions of human lives. We have some questions about the terms, Kim said calmly. Zethrak laughed. There are no terms. We surrender everything, or we destroy everything. All around the city, other alien commanders were giving similar speeches. They stood on rooftops, in public squares, and on balconies. All of them felt completely safe behind their energy shields. Warlord Vexstar stood on top of the Empire State Building, addressing a crowd of reporters. Human weapons are so primitive, he said, holding up a human rifle. This toy cannot even scratch our shields. To prove his point, Vexstar threw the rifle off the building. It fell 40 floors and smashed on the street below. The crowd gasped. That is what will happen to all human resistance, Vexstar declared. 8 blocks away, Sergeant Kim Hejin watched Vexstar through her rifle scope.
Ow!
She was one of Oh Han-woo's best students. Her finger rested lightly on the trigger of her modified rifle. Unit 15 ready, she whispered into her radio. Target is showing off for the cameras. Master Sergeant Oh Han-woo was positioned on a hotel roof, watching Sub-Commander Kraloth. The alien was telling human reporters how their world would be strip-mined for its resources. Humans will work in our factories, Kraloth said. You will dig in our mines. Your children will serve our empire for 1,000 years. Oh felt anger rise in his chest, but he pushed it down. Anger made snipers miss their shots. He needed to be cold and precise. Unit 3 ready, he reported. Target is within perfect range. Back in Central Park, Zethrak was enjoying his moment of victory. He walked back and forth on the stage, his shield glowing like a blue sun. Thousands of humans watched him with fear and hatred in their eyes. Your species has fought well, Zethrak said to Kim. But fighting means nothing when your weapons are useless. We have conquered races far more advanced than humans. Perhaps, Kim said, but you have never fought humans before. Zethrak laughed so hard his whole body shook. Humans are weak. Humans are slow. Humans have no special abilities. You might be surprised, Kim said quietly. High above, Beak watched the conversation through his scope. He could see Kim's face. She was stalling for time. Just as they had planned. Corporal Nam Jiate's voice came over the radio from his observation post. All targets are in position. Aliens are relaxed and not paying attention to security. Beak looked at his watch. It was exactly noon, the perfect time for the perfect shot. All units, this is Commander Beak, he said into his radio. Prepare. Electromagnetic pulse devices. 57 snipers placed their fingers on small buttons attached to their rifles. These buttons would send the electromagnetic pulse that would temporarily disable the alien shields. On my mark, Beak said. ... 1. Mark. 57 electromagnetic pulse devices fired at exactly the same moment. The pulses were invisible, but they traveled at the speed of light. They hit their targets instantly. All across New York City, alien shields flickered and flashed. The aliens looked confused. They had never seen their shields react this way before. What is happening? Zethrak demanded, looking at his shield. Controls, the shield switched to electromagnetic defense mode, just as Dr. Park had predicted. The blue glow around each alien changed to a red color. Count to half a second, Beak whispered to himself. 1. 2. ... The second electromagnetic pulse hit. All the alien shields switched back to kinetic defense mode. For exactly 0.7 seconds, every alien commander on Earth was completely unprotected. Fire, Beak shouted into his radio 57. Rifles fired at the same instant. The sound echoed across the city like thunder. 57 specially designed bullets flew through the air at incredible speed. Beak's bullet traveled 1,847 meters in 2.1 seconds. It hit Admiral Zethrak exactly in the center of his forehead. The alien's eyes went wide with shock. Then he fell backward onto the stage. The most powerful military commander in the galactic hegemony was dead. All around the city. Other alien commanders were falling. Warlord Vexstar dropped from the Empire State Building to the street below. Sub-Commander Kraloth collapsed in front of the reporters. Commander after commander fell to precisely aimed human bullets. In less than 3 seconds, 57 alien leaders were dead. The remaining aliens stared in shock. Their shields were working again, but it was too late. Their commanders were gone. Impossible, screamed an alien soldier in Central Park. Human weapons cannot penetrate our shields. But the evidence was right in front of him. Zethrak's body lay on the stage, a small hole in his forehead. General Kim picked up Zethrak's communication device and spoke into it. Her words went out to every alien ship in orbit. This is General Kim Sora of Earth Defense Force, she said. Your commanders are dead. Your invasion has failed. If our world now or join them. Panic spread through the alien forces. Their commanders, the soldiers, did not know what to do. Some tried to fight back, but human forces were ready for them. Others ran to their ships and tried to escape. On the alien mothership in orbit, the remaining aliens watched in horror as their invasion force collapsed. They had never seen anything like this happen before. How is this possible? Asked a junior. Officer, our shields are perfect. Apparently not, said the ship's captain. He looked at the dead body of Zethrak on his screen. The humans found a way. Beak stood up on his rooftop and looked down at Central Park. Alien soldiers were running in all directions. Some threw down their weapons and surrendered. Others tried to fight, but were quickly overwhelmed. All units, report, he said into his radio. Unit 7, target down. Unit 12, confirmed kill. Unit 23, target eliminated. One by one, all 57 snipers reported successful shots. Not a single sniper had missed. Not a single alien commander had survived. The invasion was over. Choi's voice came over the radio, filled with excitement. Commander, the alien fleet is retreating. They are leaving orbit. Ah! Beak smiled for the first time in weeks. The aliens who had laughed at human rifles were fleeing in terror. The species that had conquered 47 worlds had been defeated by 57 humans with modified guns. In Central Park, General Kim stood over Zethrak's body. She picked up the alien's weapon and held it up for all the world to see. Let this be a message to the galaxy, she said to the cameras. Earth is not defenseless. Humans are not weak. And anyone who threatens our world will learn what human precision really means. The shot that killed Admiral Zethrak had indeed been heard across the galaxy. Within hours, the news spread to every corner of space. The mighty galactic hegemony had been defeated by a species they had considered primitive. The aliens had learned too late that advanced technology means nothing against human skill, determination, and the perfect shot. 3 months after the battle, Ambassador Han Suben sat in a meeting room aboard the alien ship Peaceful Exchange. The ship's name was very different from the warships that had first come to Earth. This time, the aliens had come to talk, not to conquer. We wish to apologize for our previous ... misunderstanding, said Ambassador Kelther, a small gray alien with large eyes. The Galactic Council has removed the hegemony from power. We are here to establish proper diplomatic relations, and smiled politely. We appreciate your visit. Earth is always willing to discuss peace with our neighbors. The truth was, Earth now held all the power in these talks. Word of the sniper victory had spread across the entire galaxy in just 3 weeks. Every alien race had heard the story of how 57 humans with primitive rifles had destroyed the mighty hegemony fleet. We would like to request something, Kelther said nervously. Several worlds in our sector are having problems with hegemony remnants, pirates and raiders, who refuse to surrender. We would like to hire human military advisors. You want humans to teach your people how to fight? Han asked. Specifically, we want humans to teach our soldiers how to shoot accurately. Your snipers are now famous throughout the galaxy. Han nodded. She had received 43 similar requests. In the past month, alien races that had once ignored humanity now begged for human military training back on Earth. Commander Beak Taman stood in front of a very unusual class. 12 alien soldiers from 6 different worlds sat at desks, trying to learn human shooting techniques. Some had 4 arms, others had 3 eyes. One looked like a giant insect. The most important thing, Beak explained, is patience. You cannot rush a good shot. A blue-skinned alien raised its hand. But our plasma weapons are much more powerful than your bullets. Power means nothing if you cannot hit your target, Beak replied. A bullet that hits is better than a plasma beam that misses. The alien looked confused. But your weapons are so simple. Beak picked up his rifle and showed it to the class. This rifle is 300 years old in design. The basic concept has not changed. But it has killed the most advanced military commander in the galaxy. The aliens stared at the weapon with new respect. How do you aim so precisely? Asked a reptilian alien from the back row. Practice, Beak said simply. I have been shooting. For 25 years, I fired 10,000 rounds every year in training. There is no shortcut to accuracy. The aliens took notes frantically. They had expected to learn some secret human technology. Instead, they were learning that skill took time and dedication. President Shin Dong-hyuk was having his own meeting. With alien representatives, 3 different species wanted to form military alliances with Earth. 2 others wanted to buy human weapons. 1 wanted to hire human soldiers as bodyguards. Earth is honored by your interest, President Shin said. To the gathered aliens, but we must be careful about sharing our military knowledge. A tall, thin alien stepped forward. We understand your caution. Surely you realize that your victory over the hegemony was unusual? Unusual how? Shin asked. The hegemony had never been defeated before. Oh, not once. In 500 years of conquest, many races believed they were invincible. Another alien, this one covered in purple fur, added, some species surrendered to the hegemony without fighting. They believed resistance was hopeless. And now? Shin asked. Now every race in the galaxy knows that advanced technology can be beaten by skill and determination. You have given hope to the oppressed worlds. Dr. Park Ji-woo had become something of a celebrity in scientific circles. Alien researchers came from across the galaxy to study his electromagnetic pulse discovery. They wanted to understand how humans had found a weakness that no other species had noticed. Oh. It was not genius. Park explained to a group of alien scientists. It was careful observation and testing. Studied the shield technology for days. But you only had 3 days to find a solution, said a silver-colored alien. Most species would need months or years. Humans are good at solving problems quickly when we must, Park replied. When our world was threatened, we found a way. Aliens exchanged glances, were beginning to understand that humans were different from other races they had encountered. General Kim Sora found herself in charge of Earth's new Galactic Defense Initiative. Her job was to coordinate with friendly alien races and watch for new threats. The hegemony remnants are still dangerous, she told her staff. They are angry about their defeat and want revenge. Lieutenant Choi Youngji, now promoted to colonel, nodded. Intelligence reports show they are building a new fleet. Smaller ships with better shields. Let them come, said Master Sergeant Oh Hyun-woo. We know how their shields work now. We have been training more snipers. Kim smiled. Many snipers do we have now? 500 trained to galactic combat standards, Oh reported, and more in training every week. The conversation was interrupted by Corporal Nam Jiate, now a lieutenant. General, we have an urgent message from the outer colonies. A hegemony raider fleet just attacked the Kepler system. How many ships? Kim asked. 12 warships. They hit 3 different planets. Kim stood up. Send a message to Admiral Chen on the Earth's Pride. Tell him to deploy Sniper Squadron Alpha. Ma'am, the distance to Kepler is 40 light-years. Our ships will take 3 weeks to get there. Then we better hurry, Kim said. The galaxy is watching to see if Earth's victory was luck or if we can do it again. Meanwhile, in the ruins of the old hegemony capital, the few surviving leaders met in secret. They were planning their return to power. The humans got lucky, insisted General Vordek, one of the few commanders who had not been on Earth during the attack. Their trick will not work twice. Are you sure? Asked his aide. Our intelligence says they have trained hundreds more snipers. Snipers. Spat. Cowards who hide and shoot from distance. In proper combat, they are worthless. But even as he spoke, Vordok felt doubt. Humans had done something no other race had managed. They had found a way to defeat hegemony shields. We will build better shields, he declared. Shields that cannot be tricked by electromagnetic pulses. What if they find another weakness? The aide asked. Vordok had no answer for that question. Back on Earth, Beak stood on the same rooftop where he had made the shot that changed everything. The city below looked peaceful. Children played in parks where alien soldiers had once marched. Sergeant Yoon Da-yoon joined him on the roof. She now ran Earth's Alien Intelligence Division. Do you ever think about that day? She asked. Every day, Beak replied. One shot changed the fate of our entire species. Do you think we can stay free? The galaxy is a dangerous place. Beak was quiet for a moment. Below them, he could see human soldiers training with alien allies. Former enemies were becoming friends. The galaxy was learning to respect humanity. The aliens made one mistake, he finally said. They thought being primitive meant being weak. They learned that precision and skill can beat any technology, and if they come back, Beak smiled and patted his rifle. Then we will teach them the lesson again, as many times as it takes. A year later, the Galactic Council officially recognized Earth as a major military power. The Human Defense Corps became the most requested peacekeeping force in the galaxy. Alien races that had once considered humans to be primitive now sent their children to study at human military academies. The hegemony remnants tried to attack human colonies twice more. Both times, human snipers defeated them before they could land a single soldier. After the third defeat, the remnants finally gave up and disappeared into the outer rim of space. Commander Beak Taemin, now promoted to general, established the Galactic Sniper Training Academy on Earth. Alien students came from hundreds of worlds to learn human shooting techniques. The Academy's motto was simple: precision over power. In his office, Beak kept a picture from that day. In Central Park, it showed Admiral Zethrak lying dead on the stage, killed by a single, perfectly placed bullet. Below the picture was a plaque with words that had become famous across the galaxy. Advanced technology means nothing without the skill to use it properly. Precision is the ultimate weapon. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Humanity was no longer the primitive species that could be easily conquered. They were the species that had proven skill and determination could overcome any advantage. And whenever young aliens asked their elders about the fall of the great hegemony, the story always ended the same way. Never underestimate a human with a rifle and the patience to make the perfect shot. The shot heard across the galaxy had echoed for generations. A reminder that in the vast cosmos, sometimes the oldest weapons wielded by the most determined hands could change the fate of entire civilizations.